So putting it all together, looks like we're going to finish up earlier than good. Okay, easy tips to remember. Choose from a variety of food groups. Again, if you have a meal plan, that will help you. You won't struggle along for new ideas and all of that. If it's set in motion, you know what's coming up, it'll be a lot easier for you. Try to increase the amount of plant-based foods. Select an array of different colours. Choose a food close to its natural state to limit processed. Listen to your body. Are you hungry or are you thirsty? Make things yourself as often as possible. Eat foods that are of a high quality. Use cooking methods that retain nutrients in food. Grilling, steaming, baking and stir frying. Those cooking methods will help you retain a lot of nutrient value in your food. And always remember, whenever you're cooking your vegetables, you want them so they're still crunchy, not soft. Avoid foods with lots of additives, preservatives and colourings. And again, drinking at least 1.5 to 2 litres of water per day, 8 glasses. Then, again, you don't need to necessarily just take that from water. If you're eating lots of fruit and vegetables, you're going to get a lot of it anyway. And include daily physical activity wherever possible. Now, the last thing I just want to go over is just a couple of tips. I know when it comes to weight loss, it can be a bit of a power struggle within yourself. So just some easy things to remember. Meet yourself halfway. Should you be eating that last piece of whatever is there? Be honest with yourself. Take responsibility for your actions. Have you worked hard enough, as I said before? Are you sure that was an ideal portion or was it a serving? We are all human. We all slip up, even us trainers. We all do it. But try not to let it get you down and change your mindset. If you are an emotional eater, look, I know I'm a bit of an emotional eater. Just try to make sure that you've addressed the issues before trying to make the changes. Because if you haven't addressed the issues, then trying to make changes really isn't going to be beneficial for you now. So those of you who do overeat or emotionally eat, if you need some help, I'm sure your trainers will be there for you. And lastly, there is no such thing as a quick fix. It took a long time for you to grow your bottom, so it should take a while to get rid of it. Fast weight loss or fast rapid weight loss does not get rid of the fat cell, so the adipose cell. It shrinks it down, yes, but that does allow it to potentially start to refill again later. So are there any questions?
What are your thoughts on carbs and pasta and that sort of thing for dinner times, like in times of day, in terms of staggering?
Yep, so your largest carb intake should be midday.
Right.
Yeah. So what time would you say your dinner usually is?
7.
Yeah, and what time would you usually go to bed?
9 to 10.
Okay, yeah, so keep it, if that's the case, you want it at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime, so consuming a lot of carbs. And always, yeah, try to eat them. If you're a big pasta eater, eat it in the middle of the day. And if you are going to eat pasta, whole grain or whole meal. Anyone else? Yes?
Do you recommend eating breakfast before going to the gym or when you get home?
See, this is a big one. A lot of people are like, should I eat before, should I eat after? So, have you ever not eaten before gym?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you eaten before gym?
Not really.
No. All right, so I want you to try eating before the gym and see how your energy levels are affected. So if you don't have anything in your body, you potentially won't have much fuel. I mean, yeah, you're going to burn a lot of energy from your body fat, but that being said, even if you've got food in there, it's not going to touch that anyway. Anyone else?
Does anyone enjoy an alcoholic beverage? So low carb beers?
Yeah, low carb beers. Champagne and white wine. Who are white wine drinkers here? Yeah. Okay, I'll just give you some basic stuff. When it comes to a beer, so 1 bottle of VB is equivalent to that of 1.5 Big Macs. 1 glass of white wine is almost 300 calories. So that's a huge... Sorry? White wine is white wine. Anything in nature... Sorry? Red wine is less. Red wine is 187 calories versus the 300 calories.
What about straight spirits?
Sorry?
Straight up.
Sorry, what was that? Cider. Sweet. Anything that's sweet is high sugar. So champagne, white wine, rosé, that sort of thing, ciders, they're all packed full of sugar.
Straight spirits?
Spirits, actually, funnily enough, I'm not going to condone alcohol, but white spirits, so vodka, rum, gin, have the lowest calorie intake. It's what you mix it with, yes. If you are going to mix it with something, I recommend soda, no flavouring.
What about diet things? What are they, like diet soft drinks?
So, no, there's a lot of research in that. Diet, yeah, you're not getting as much sugar into it, what you would normally have, but the fake sugar, there's a lot of research into that currently about its linkage to, certain disorders if you start to overconsume.
Kim wrote an article, sorry, just to interrupt.
Yeah,
Kim wrote
that's
an
right.
article on the fake sugars. So if you go onto Clayton's website and view the blogging area, you'll be able to have a quick look, and there's an article on it and tells you a little bit about the fake sugars.
Yes.
What's the best thing when you've got home and you sort of have an active job and you get home and you're starving in that sort of between about 3 and 5? What's the best thing to have to get you over until dinner?
Yeah, if that's the case, if you are at that point, that ravenous point, it could have been one of two things. You haven't eaten enough at lunchtime, or if you had planned out, you could have that little snack on the go with you. But in that case, if you are too busy to sort it out, the best thing to have would be something that's from fresh produce. So, like a banana, apple, celery, cucumber, that sort of thing. So things, as we mentioned in there, fresh produce takes longer to digest, and it'll make you feel fuller for longer.
Is it right that porridge is good for you for breakfast?
Porridge. Porridge is good for you. Again,
No GI, don't they?
it's low GI, yeah, it's slow releasing. Does everyone know what GI is? Glycemic index. So it's slow releasing, so porridge is good for you, but again, try not to have it every day. Yeah. So when it comes to varying the foods that you eat, it's just like exercise. If you don't vary them, you're only getting this amount of things that you could be getting in, and your body won't adapt any further. So it's the same with exercise. If you're doing the same things, the same weights, the same repetition over and over again, your body gets to that level and will never change again unless you start forcing it to change. Yes?
There's many brands of yogurt out there, so which one's the good, it's low?
Low, yep. So reading your labels will help you with that. Try to look for less sugar. Yeah, things that have less sugar. The best one is natural yogurt. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but there's very little sugar in there and a lot to gain. Yes?
Two things, nuts as snacks, and
Yep.
also if you, the protein shakes and things if you're exercising, and maybe it's that snack or something in between. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes I have a protein shake before I go to the gym rather than eating something heavy.
Yeah.
That's,
See, that can be a flip side though, because there is protein content in nuts.
yeah.
So,
I'm not at the same time, but I'm just like, yeah, too.
So you just chuck them in together and mix
No,
them.
no, no. No, it's just two comments, two separate things.
Yeah. So if that's the case, if you are a protein powder drinker, make sure you factor that into your calorie. Yeah? So make sure it's written down. Because some of those are high in sugar and high in salt. So again, read the label, know what you're putting into your body. But I would recommend nuts instead of. Yeah.
And which ones? Almonds, walnuts?
Almonds, walnuts, cashews, but non-salted. Yeah. Now, in that little portion control guideline printout that you've got there, it's got an optimum number of nuts that you should be eating for your protein content. So, for instance, one handful should be at least 13 almonds.